I'm Mr. Wollyung. I'm the plumbing instructor here at the South Flow Tech, and I want to thank you guys for logging on to the video this evening. This is an example of a flipped classroom method of teaching, and we're going to go ahead and get started. And tonight's objective is to drill a hole through a wooden framing member using an auger bit and an angle drill. So, of course, the first thing we always want to do is wear safety glasses, our PPE. It's the most important part of it. The reason that we want to do this to the best extent of our ability is due to the fact of how dangerous this method could be. I know that may sound silly, but the drill can grab on a nail, it can pull you. It could also, if we don't drill a correct spot of inside the member, we're going to have an issue with whether or not our plumbing, electrical, whatever we're doing may get hit by something. So this is a very, very important task. So many times out in industry, we drilled the hole wrong, or someone drilled the hole wrong, and next thing you know, a drywall screw on the outside of the wooden framing member went flying through there, through our pipe, through the electric line, whatever. So this is a very important task. It's a very simple one, but we're going to go over it step by step. And tomorrow you'll get to practice this in the shop. We'll have these mock-ups ready to go first thing in the morning, so you guys can come in and go ahead and start working on this as soon as you get to school. So first thing we're going to do is we want to mark the center of our wooden framing member. We're going to very simply do that by using our tape measure. So half of a 2x4 is 1 3/4 inches. So we're going to go ahead and mark that, okay? And then we're going to want to put a line right wherever we are using for a drain, for a water line, or electric line, whatever, so that they're all the same, they're consistent. If we have a drain line, we're going to need pitch on it, so we're going to want to make sure we get these lined up correctly. Otherwise, you're not going to have pitch on your drain, and you already drilled a hole in the wood, and it's too late. So I'm just going to pick a spot, because this is just practice, and just make a mark across with my speed square. So there I kind of have an X in that framing member, and we're able to see that firsthand on where we're going to make our drill mark. It's in the center, not towards the front, towards the back, and we're able to just drill a nice hole through there. The second thing we're going to do is take our hole saw with our chuck key. We've previously learned about this, on how to put these bits in and out of this tool, and taking our safety test on it. So we're going to put the auger bit inside here. Now remember, an auger bit's a little bit different than a hole saw. It chews through the wood a little more, so it's more of a almost grinding action through the wood, creating a lot of shavings. It's taking a whole piece of wood out. So we're going to go ahead and put that in the drill. Just tighten it up by hand, and then we're going to use our chuck key and tighten it into the angle drill. Once we have that tight, we're ready to go ahead and start the drill. Okay, we're going to plug in the power and then begin. So I'm going to basically put my tip of my auger right on my mark. Okay, there's a nice spiral tip here. This is the starter part of the auger. We're going to put it in the center of my mark, and then begin. As I'm drilling, I'm going to want to hold on to here and allow pressure here, as well as the bottom of the drill. If I'm not able to do both of those, it could rip and grab and cause an issue. So once I have it lined up, I'm just going to go ahead and pull the trigger once, and that's going to go ahead and embed my auger bit into the wood. Once that's embedded, it'll now grab and pull right through. Once I'm through the framing member, I don't want to keep the drill running. You know, this thing is very sharp at the end. Maybe there's a wire on the other side we're going through. I want to go ahead and stop it. I want to clear my area of any pieces of wood that may have broke off. That'll allow me to pull it back out. I'll simply rest it back in the center again, pull the trigger once, and it'll come right back out. For some reason I were to happen to go through a nail, I'd be able to put the drill in reverse, and it would follow right back throughout just the way it went in. This case, I was able to have a clean enough hole to go right through. So I'm just going to break that off, get that cleaned up. Now I'm going to unplug my machine. Go ahead and take my auger bit back out again, the same way it went back in. Very simply. If I had to change it or do more holes, I could have left it in. But in this case, we just did the one. As you can see, we're right in the center of the auger, or of the framing member. It's very simple, okay? So the next thing I want to do, and probably one of the most important things that we always talk about, is cleanup. I just want to clean up my workstation, whether it be in a house, construction site, whatever. Those of you that watch the news, recently down near the AIG campus in Houston, there was a large commercial fire that was in a new construction, and what happened was they were building a hotel. They had a welder come in. He was welding on top of the building, and some extra bits of wood pieces like this ended up getting caught on fire, and it lit the whole building off and almost killed a construction worker. So even though it seems stupid that, hey, it's a construction site, there's dirt everywhere, there's wood all over the place, there's other laborers that can clean this up, we want to make sure after we're done doing our series of holes, we take the time to sweep it up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now real quick. And as you can see here, just that one hole, how much it actually created inside of this pan. Now there's of course more left on the floor, but we'll get that at the end after we do the rest of our holes. I just wanted to show you how just one hole, much it creates. Imagine 30 of these, and now this is, gonna very easily ignite. We're gonna be soldering in this wall, putting our water line in. We got to get rid of that. So even though this seems just like, hey, we want to keep our job site clean, it's actually an important safety hazard to make sure we clean this up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, tomorrow morning when you guys come in, we're going to go ahead, get you guys going. You're going to do a test hole with a partner, mark it out again, and then once you're done practicing, you guys can go ahead and take your assessment and be able to sign off on this as a task. Have a good night.